Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Battle for Middle-earth. This is part 5. I'm Camwise the Hobbit. Looks like today we're going to be starting off at Isengard. We got some Ents here. This is going to be another unique battle, just like that battle for Helm's Deep was. It'll be very different from what I remember. A little more laid back. The Ents are really, honestly, overpowered. And so they'll be able to hopefully take care of this pretty quickly. We got Merry and Pippin there as well, just like we do in the movies. And so we'll start off with that, and then hopefully have some time to do some other things here in Rohan, or possibly start moving on into Gondor a little bit, and use some of those troops. I'm going to keep talking about kind of what I started last playthrough, and ran out of time for it, because the Battle for Middle-earth, or sorry, the Helm's Deep battle was honestly really intense, didn't go well for a while there, so hopefully this one will be a little more laid back, and I'll be able to talk a little bit more about some other things other than just what exactly is happening in the game. But let's jump right in to Isengard. Sure, Gandalf will have some stuff to say.
Ancient fortress of Gondor. It was entrusted to the wizard Saruman, who betrayed that trust and joined the enemy.
Some people are surprised when I say this, but John Rhys Davies in the movies, he plays Gimli, but he also voices Treebeard. So he did a little double duty on that one. Knowing that, I can't not hear it, but I remember when I found that out, I was shocked, just because they are very different sounding. Release the river. It's one of my favorite lines.
Tear down the wall of Isengard to gain entrance.
Definitely gonna have some dividing and conquering here. We got the Entmoots that will keep bringing out new troops. Let's see what all. I need to destroy them. Ensure Treebeard survives, which I want to do anyway, and then kill Saruman, which again would be nice to do anyway. Let's see. I have some money, so let's go ahead and start bringing out some Ents. Not many, unfortunately, but that's okay. Alright, I would rather these guys all be throwing things and get them started on breaking down some stuff. So, start with some troops. Go from there. Is this Treebeard? Yes, Treebeard also like to be throwing things. Get some money. I think I'd rather them kind of, but I want them to level up. So no, they're gonna jump in to it as well and throw things. So both one, yes. So I think talking through the Westmoot conference, I've gotten through everything except Sunday. Sunday was a shorter day. They only had sessions kind of in the morning. I think it was over around 2 o'clock or so. So a little bit shorter of a time period to talk through. But it was, again, it's a really, really good one. Had a couple of fantastic sessions that I went to and heard things at. So I want to get through as much of those as I'm able to. Hopefully be able to finish it off. It looks like there's an end there. Yes, it's in the trees. Completely hidden. And then no one else here, but I can now bring out one more. Okay, so let's have them get in and start breaking down some walls. Have them start attacking some troops. Ooh, actually, I would like them to come attack this thing. Don't really know if that'll be necessary, but it'd be nice to destroy as much out here as possible. The dam is over here in the back, but it is inside, so I bet that's how I'll get some money too, though. So let me probably just 2 will be enough. That's just one. But y'all go take out this troll cave. And I'll have them start going in. Oh, did some already go in? Oh my gosh. Well, then y'all need to get in too. Make sure you're throwing rocks. And yeah, get in there. Y'all done over here yet? No, not yet. Working on it. Get the ship off. Okay, y'all get over here. So, started off on Sunday with a session called A Dance of Broken Blades. It's a essentially a comparison between Aragorn's broken sword and the broken sword in Beowulf. Aragorn's being Narsil and reforged into Anduril. I'm less familiar with Beowulf. I know I've read a version of it, but apparently his sword was also broken and reforged, and it's just kind of talking through the more so symbol that these swords represent than the actual destructive power of them. And it was really interesting, you know, seeing how Tolkien was kind of inspired by this Norse mythology that he was really into. He studied a lot of that kind of ancient mythological stuff like that throughout his career and his time at Oxford and before. And so, you know, knowing that he would have read Beowulf and known all of that stuff before writing his own works was really cool and interesting, and seeing the similarities there. After that, went to one called A Treasury of Good Counsel and Wise Lore, Lessons from the Last Homely House. The Last Homely House, if you don't know, is Elrond's house of Rivendell, and so seeing kind of what the role of Rivendell was in The Lord of the Rings, and specifically what Elrond's role was as that kind of counselor, guidance figure for the Fellowship and for Aragorn and for Frodo, and just all of the different things that he did, even in The Hobbit for Bilbo, and even, you know, Gandalf goes to Elrond for aid and assistance and lore studies. So seeing more of a really well thought out treatise on what was happening there was really cool and interesting. Why is Trigger not doing anything? That's more Ents. We need to be throwing rocks and getting over here. After that, went to one called Addressing Canon in Tolkien. I've talked about that one a little bit. Again, it was really, really interesting. I'd like to just kind of read the, it's called the abstract, just the kind of description of what that session was specifically. Oh man, they have other arrows. I'm losing way too many of these. Get some more going. And Treebird is still not over there. Quit aiming. Yeah, this fight is not going great right now. And they're still not in there? And he's on fire? Man. So, again, addressing canon in Tolkien. In recent years, as more fans, readers, and scholars have begun to engage more deeply with the extra, i.e. the originally unpublished text, meaning the Silmarillion, the histories of Middle-earth, all of the things that were published through, you know, Christopher Tolkien and his collection and compilation of the work. Ooh, I could bring in, let's do Elven Allies. That would be actually really helpful in this. But the question of competing at times, competing at times even wildly varying texts inevitably arises more and more. Occasionally this even leads to passionate disagreements and divisions, which with these kinds of people, you know, the Tolkien scholars that are very passionate about what they're talking about, definitely can see that happening. But different ways of addressing and interpreting things. The session there, we'll seek to address the at times thorny question of canonicity in the Legendarium, specifically around the following issues. 1. Does it exist? Is there an actual canon? Did Treebird die? Treebird did die. Dang. Can I bring him back? Yeah, I have no money. Oh my god, I have no money. But I do have a couple Ents. Okay. A few Ents. Man, this one is... I don't remember this one being this hard. I might legitimately have to redo this one. Which is unfortunate. But anyway, that essentially was that session. It was really interesting hearing how they try and determine what is canon and what is not. And really with the main gist of it being you can't at times. You can kind of think of it in a few different ways. You can use the most recent text, meaning, you know, he's had the most time to think on it and decide what he actually wanted, or you can use the most prevalent text, which one was the most frequently written as correct, or a whole slew of other ways I'm thinking of it, but those were kind of the main ones that I remember. But it was really interesting. Again, for me personally, I don't super care what is considered canon and what's not. Just kind of read it and have fun with it, and I'm not trying to be a Tolkien scholar. I just enjoy the work and interpret it how I interpret it. But it was honestly really interesting hearing about all that stuff. After the canon, went to one called I went to an art mail. Some of the artists that I mentioned in the last video that I had links to in the description had a panel talking about some of their works and some of their styles and processes and different things like that, and it was really interesting and cool, and is really where I kind of wished I had bought some more art than I already had, even though I bought way too much art. That's kind of what it is. This is not going well. Ugh, man. But that, again, I already talked about the artists as much as I can. I really like to, so I'm gonna move on from there. Finish them off, come on! After that, went to one called Hope and You Catastrophe. Remember You Catastrophe being the big, huge, good event, as opposed to a Catastrophe's big, bad event. That one was won by a featured presenter named Don Marshall. He is apparently a influencer. I am not honestly very big on the social media. It's not where I spend much of my time. But okay, I think if I hold out for some of these elven allies, then I'll be able to get them in there and get at least some more money to get some more Ents. I might still be able to pull this one out, although that is so many. We'll see. But yeah, he talked about specifically how Hope and New Catastrophe are the kind of main focus of the Lord of the Rings, and then they kind of contrast between Denethor and Theoden, both being the main rulers and leaders of their people, and then how the meeting of... Oh, did my last Ent die from the fire? Lovely. This is not going well, y'all. That's 2 in a row that haven't gone well. Okay, can I bring them right here? Yes. But yeah, Denethor was the steward of Gondor, and is really portrayed, especially I think in the movies, as this kind of awful, horrible human being. And, you know, it is said that he's going through a difficult situation and has a lot to handle and struggle through. And the Palantir has kind of corrupted his mind a bit. But, you know, when you compare that with Theoden, the king of Rohan, who went through those same kind of struggles and rose above them and came out stronger for it. Not a super always fair comparison, because Theoden was completely corrupted and being influenced by Wormtongue, and by association Saruman, obviously. But he was saved by Gandalf and the Fellowship, and not super fair because Denethor wasn't. Now, he was corrupted in a very different way, right? The Palantir, with Sauron on the other side, corrupting just his brain, and then Wormtongue and Saruman corrupting like brain and mind, body, and all of that. But that comparison was really interesting, and not really one that I'd thought of before. You see Theoden being a father to his niece and nephew, Eowyn and Éomer, and then Denethor won't even look his son in the face, saying, "I wish you had died instead of Boromir." Like, it's awful. But that was a really interesting one, and Don Marshall did a great job. He wrote a biography of Tolkien, and it was really, really interesting. I enjoyed it. The next one was another keynote speaker from Christine Larson, who is not someone that I was familiar with at all. It was a very interesting concept, just not one that I super cared about, honestly. She talked about some astrology things and stars that are in both our world and Middle-earth, and it was really interesting, just not super something that I cared about. So I didn't love that one. Nothing against the speaker or the topic, just again, not really what I'm wanting to hear about in a lecture at a Tolkien convention. And after that, it was the closing ceremonies. The president of the Tolkien Society was there. He did a reading from, I want to say, Return of the King, and it was really nice, talking about how he's wanting Westmoot to grow, because this was only the second year that it existed. First year, I forget where it was. This year it was, again, in Minneapolis, and I'm not super aware of what was happening, even though I live in America. If you're not in America, you might not have any idea, but there were some bad things happening in Minneapolis, specifically with some ICE agents and the citizens there. It was bad, and so that may have had a little bit of an impact on attendance for this convention, but there were about 200 people, both the first year and this year, and the president of the society was really saying he's hoping to see it grow and get bigger and bigger every year that it's happening. Again, it's not really something I think I will be able to participate in every year, but I'm hoping that I'll be able to every few years get to go back and be around those like-minded people that love Tolkien and his work as much as I do, or for a lot of them probably more than I do. Okay, need to get some more money so I can get some more Ents, so I can get further on in this. Says there's, or is it just counting that as the, yeah, I think that's it. They're getting through it. But yeah, so that was all of that convention. I spent a few more days in Minneapolis just kind of looking around at some sites and stuff, and that was really fun, but had nothing to do with Tolkien, so I'm not going to talk about that right now. I'm not going to guarantee that 100% of what I talk about will be Tolkien related, because I will eventually run out of things. I am not the, foremost expert, but for now, I'd like to try and keep it pretty Tolkien related. I was thinking I might, at some point in the near future, talk about some other books and things that I'm reading that I'm loving, because there are a bunch of really good fantasy, specifically, books that I have been reading and going through and really, really enjoying. Again, for a while, and if I say again and I haven't said something before, sorry, I forget what I talk about. And I started this series too long ago for me to remember what I said in the first episode even. But for a while there, Tolkien was really all that I was reading. I got through his published works that he published while he was alive. Then I got through several other things published posthumously that Christopher Tolkien had set up, and realized, like, I say I love fantasy, but I don't actually know if I do, because I'm only reading one fantasy author's works. Bring Treebeard back, and another Ent. And go back to them, because they're making some good progress. Just trying to right now take out the buildings before I go into all of that, because that is a lot. Maybe I'll get some elves going on that. They could sneak in there and start working on it. It is time to bring the elves back anyway. Get them in as much as possible. And so now I'm going to move on from the Westmoot stuff and talk about some Valar. Remember from the kind of creation legendary myth from Tolkien and Middle-earth, the Valar are almost like Greek gods, right? They are powerful beings that are not the highest level, like Eru and Iluvatar. Again, that being the same person, Eru and Iluvatar are one being. But they are kind of a pantheon of gods, essentially. He, again, uses different metaphors through his creation myth. So there is, like, the Christian god of Eru, Iluvatar. There are Greek gods in the pantheon of Valar. Sorry, excuse me. And there's even almost angels in the Maiar, or that second tier of powerful, well, I guess third tier if the Valar are the second. But there's a lot of different things happening in there, and they all do different things and have different kind of meanings and purposes behind them. Let's see if I can get this without these guys attacking me. There we go, I'm not going to, okay, nope, they're attacking. Get them. Okay, get these guys. Oh, they're still working on that first building. Okay. Both out? Yeah.
There is much
Them
to
throwing
do.
things. And getting them in here. Work on that one. Those are almost through. These guys are still working on them. And have a decent amount of health. Come on. So, first off, I'm just going to kind of go through the Valar. And these specifically are Valar that came to Middle-earth. In the Silmarillion and in that creation myth, it is, I believe, mentioned that there are Valar that helped with the creation of Arda, the world that Middle-earth is in, but did not come to Middle-earth. They are not really mentioned beyond that. There are these powerful, super gods that just helped with the creation of the world and then left it to the ones that came. So not going to talk about them because there's nothing to talk about with them, but there are definitely things to talk about. Where did Treebeard go? Is he just that slow? What happened? Okay. Are they going to start attacking him? Yes. Yes, they are. Attack them instead.
The trees are awakening.
Oh, what the? Okay, how many can I get? 3. Hey, I'll take it. I will take 3. Guy's still taking damage. I don't know how to stop it. Is there water? Can I? Is it literally that easy? It is. That's upsetting. I'm not going to be able to heal him for a while either. Okay, they're starting to work already. Are you not throwing? No. He's throwing things. Okay. You know what? Nah, he's right in there. Just keep kicking. Oh, they are still doing stuff out. Work on that. Okay, you need a heal. You need to go help. Oh, no. You should not have got the help. So, some of the Valar, and again, I'm kind of going off of a list right now. I'm going to tell you what I can remember about them. And then I have a book by David Day, who is a fantastic Tolkien, I guess, scholar, author. he writes a lot about Tolkien in his work. It's called Tolkien Dictionary, and it's literally just different definitions and descriptions of characters, places, people, all that stuff. So all of the Valar mentioned here have a not hosting, have a that's right, I do have one. Treebeard.
I am hit with rock and stone.
Nah, get in here. Start taking some of them out. All of the buildings that can build more are destroyed. Is this a slaughterhouse? It's fine. I might not get that bonus, but
The forest.
but yeah, so I'm gonna go through again what I actually remember, and then go through actually real, well thought out descriptions of who they are, what they do, what they are actually kind of there for. Nice, Treebeard. Treebeard's fantastic.
End our brothers.
And then I should probably try and get them in some water. Come over here, and then do some close range attacks. Take him out! So, again, this is from my brain, off the top of my head, what I remember about these Valar. There first is Manwë. Manwë is the top tier of the Valar. He is essentially Zeus, right? He is the Lord of the Valar, Lord of Air, kind of. Is there one there? Oh yeah, this guy's almost dead. He's making no progress on that. Take that out there. Keep him going on those. These, I think, are the 4 that I am going to have. And I'll bring in some of the elves. Okay, let's get them in right here for now. Can I make more elven terrain? Yes. Make it like on them. Nice. I can heal him. Nice. And then I'll bring out the elves. They only stay for a limited time, so I'm going to bring them out right when I'm ready to start attacking. Yeah, Manwë creates the elves. He creates other beasts of Middle-earth. And again, this is where it's a little weird and confusing, and that kind of canon topic from that session really does hit home. Again, one version of Tolkien says that only Eru Ilúvatar can create beings with souls. And so the... Did I send the... No. Y'all stay back over here. Stay back over here. No. Go back. Okay. I'll take this off. No, run away. No. Sorry. I did not want them getting attacked right away. I'm going to bring out the elves before I send them to their doom. Hopefully not, but probably. Okay, I would like all of them throwing things. And I'm going to bring out the elves and get them going too. Before I do that, let me get some more Ents coming. One more Ent coming. I think it's go time. Okay, after Manwë, there is Ulmo. Ulmo is, without a doubt, my favorite of the Valar. He is the Valar of the sea and of water in general. He is the Poseidon, right, of the Valar. He is the Valar that helps, really, elves the most. Again, most of what we see with the Valar are with elves, not so much with men. But they, and specifically Ulmo, he do a lot for the elves, especially at the beginning of finding them. They come to Middle-earth before the elves are awakened, and they are the first children of Ilúvatar. And so Ulmo helps out a lot with their journeying. They come to Valar, and do a lot of different things on the way there and try to do and go different places, do different things with the different Valar and different races of elves that they see, and then eventually with men. Some of the elves are caught and corrupted by Melkor, but Ulmo is one of the kind of staunchest protectors of the elves. There is then Aule. Aule is the smith. He creates the dwarves, who are then kind of put, not put to sleep like a dog, but they are literally told to go to sleep until it's time. They are supposed to be first, the elves are. So Aule is the creator of the dwarves, and then Eru kind of brings them up higher. He kind of perfects the dwarves, but he is also the smith. The Aule creates a lot of really good weapons and some beautiful things as well. He does a lot for the Valar and the elves in that regard. Gotta get him in the water. I still got 4 of them. I can heal them up too. Okay. Alright, y'all get in there. After Aule, there is Orome. Orome is the Lord of Trees, the great rider. He goes and does a lot of things, and I'm going to be honest. Sorry, I say goes and does a lot of things. He rides around, right? He goes a lot of places. I don't remember much about Orome, so that's really all I can say off the top of my head. I'll do more when we get into David Day's Dictionary of Middle-earth. Oh, my elves are after Orome is Mandos. Mandos is the god of the dead. He is not Hades, right? Melkor is kind of the Hades of the Valar, but he guards the realm of the dead. The elves do not actually go, like, I don't know, how they die, quote unquote, is weird. They go into this hall of the dead, and then eventually will be taken somewhere, essentially, like heaven, right? But they go there to wait until it is that time. Mandos guards that. He is also essentially the jailer, right? Melkor is guarded by Mandos for a time, until he escapes. It's fine. Mandos is pretty cool. Lorien is, I mean, he is the namesake, obviously, Lorien. So those elves kind of followed him. It says here's the master of visions and dreams. Don't remember much about him other than that. That's what I got. Tulkas is the fighter among the Valar. He is the greatest in strength and deeds of prowess. He's the champion. It is kind of fated that Tulkas will help. Who was it? Turin? No. I don't know. There's a prophecy, essentially, that Melkor will actually be finally defeated by one of the elves, I think, and Tulkas will help, or it is Tulkas himself that is fated to take him down. I don't remember right now, but I'll try and find that out and get back to y'all. And those are the lords of the Valar. The Valar are, again, just like the Greek gods, separated into men and women. Those are the men. The women of the Valar are Varda. She is the queen. She is the who is the queen of the Greek gods? Zeus and whoever Zeus is married to. But she is the wife of Manwe. She rules over the Valar and the elves. There is then Yavanna. Yavanna created the trees in Valinor that gave the first light of the world, the kind of earlier sun and moon versions of them. Oh, that. I'm not taking this out, but it is. That's her kind of big claim to fame. She is the queen of the earth, literally the earth, as in the ground, the soil. So she is the wife of Aule. Aule and Yavanna were married. I want to say some of the Valar had children. Not 100% sure on that one. Can I bring Treebeard back before the thing is over? Yes. Will that count as the bonus? Doubt it. Send this guy over there. They are working on these guys. After Yavanna is Nienna, not Ninya, which is the ring of Galadriel, right? Ring of power from the elves. But Nienna is the Lady of Pity and Mourning. Don't remember anything else about her. I'll get to that in the Tolkien Dictionary. There's Este. She is the gentle Valar. Wife of Irmo? I'm gonna be honest, don't know who Irmo is, but apparently this Valar married someone who is not a Valar. So, it's not just the men and the elves that have some interspecies relationships, the Valar do as well. Then there is Vaire, the Weaver, who's the wife of Mandos. Vanna, the ever-young wife of Orome, who is one of the Maiar of Ulmo. And then there is Nessa, who is the wife of Tulkas. Nessa always makes me think of the character in Wicked. Nessa? Nessa? Always, that name. That's the only thing I can think of, ever. Hey, he came back. Get it in there. Okay, and that is all of the Valar. The first, sorry, not the first, the greatest of the Valar. The top 8 are called the Aratar, which are the high ones. Manwë, obviously, is the leader of them. Melkor was one, but he, again, when he was kind of really, really turned evil. Did I win? Looks like it. That was rough. Thought they'd be talking during this cutscene. The salted pork is particularly tasty. I don't remember what they say in this. It was great. Those two battles in the movies are the reason why Two Towers was my favorite of the 3 for a long time. Hey, that did count as the bonus. No, I loved those 2 battles. I thought they were honestly infinitely better than the Battle of Pelennor Fields in Return of the King. But as I have grown up and matured more, the battles are not my favorite part of the Lord of the Rings movies anymore. And now we're moving on to Gondor. Okay, well, that's a little shorter of an episode than I've been doing, but I think it's a good stopping point anyway. We'll start back in Gondor at the next one, and I'll get a little bit more specific into those Valar. I think there are 14 total, maybe 16. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and then Melkor as well. I'll go into that David Day dictionary. He's got a whole set of kind of about Tolkien books. They're nice leather-bound copies. There's a box set of them that has a picture on the spines. I don't have that one, and I don't quite have all of the books yet from it, but it's a really cool set. One of them is literally about the hobbits, which I was super hopeful for, but it didn't go into kind of where they came from. I'll talk about that all in another future episode. But yeah, I'll get into that Tolkien Dictionary, talking about the Valar in the next one. Thanks for watching. See y'all next time. Bye.